Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, August 21st, 2023, and this is your daily crypto news. My name is Matt Deemer, and I want to get into today's news. Before we get into it, though, please do me a favor, go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you're listening to this podcast, and like, subscribe, share, leave us 5 stars, and leave us a comment. It's the comments that people read. They look at the comments, they go, oh, wow, they said this nice thing about the podcast. Maybe I'll tune in. And then they do. And then I have a new subscriber, and that's more people getting daily crypto news. Let's get into these headlines. North Korea, they're making some bank because hackers continue to threaten the broader cryptocurrency ecosystem, and they stole around $2 billion of crypto in the past 5 years. North Korea has stolen around $200 million in crypto in 2023 alone, which is accounting for about 20% of all stolen funds this year. The North Korean cyber attacks are estimated to be 10 times larger than attacks by other malicious actors. Some cross-chain hacks that they were part of include Axie Infinity's Ronin Bridge, which is around $650 million of crypto stolen, and in 2022 alone, they stole around $800 million. And I'm going to say again, that bridges suck. There's an app called Friend.tech, and it's built on the Coinbase incubated Ethereum Layer 2 base, and it's been soaring. This app tokenizes Twitter accounts on-chain, letting users buy and sell shares of their favorite social media personalities. The app is now up over 67,400 unique users. And really quick, before I continue with the story, a lot of these companies, especially Decrypt is like one of the biggest culprits of this. They publish a story and then say at press time, like this is the number at press time. But if you say at press time, from what I understand, is because this is when you need to have all your stories turned into the editors or the printers, and so they can print out the print copy, right? Or it's a magazine or the daily newspaper. So it's at press time, they print it, it goes out there. So of course it might be some fluctuation because by the time you print it, get delivered, and then somebody picks up the newspaper, things could have changed. But we keep saying at press time. Is there really a press time for stories that just get published randomly all during the day, like 24/7, and that are sometimes, and even in a lot of these cases now, are just written by AI? So is it really at press time? And then it's not like you have a newspaper where you just can't go back and edit, or you have to go wait till the next day to retract or, correct some information that might have been wrong. You can just go in there and edit it and then put a disclaimer at the bottom and say, hey, this story was edited because of X, Y, or Z. And so I don't know why people keep saying at press time. Is this like some kind of legal thing that they have to do? Anyway, let me know. Bookings at todayWeb3.com. Continuing with the story, the number of daily transactions on Base reached a new peak of over 900,000 on August 20th, nearly double of Arbitrum and Optimism. So I bet you're wondering about these shares, right? How do you buy shares into your favorite Twitter accounts? Well, it doesn't look like it's that lucrative. For example, popular crypto trader and influencer Kobe's account is currently valued at around 2.04 ETH, or about $3,400, with around 145 hodlers. Let me tell you, Kobe's account could go for high sixes or low sevens, I think, if you actually wanted to sell the account. I don't know if there's actually a buyer for accounts like that, but look, he's probably making a lot of money off the Twitter account as it is. This seems fun, but it's not actually giving you a real value of their accounts. Anyway, interesting idea. I might go ahead and play with it myself. Despite hosting a lot of IP of big brands like Hello Kitty and Nickelodeon, the NFT startup Recur said on Friday that its Web3 platform was winding down. After the next several months, Recur's platform will steadily lose its core features, said the firm. That includes the ability for users to withdraw NFTs from Recur, cash out stablecoin balances, and trade collectibles on the Recur-hosted marketplaces. Over 380,000 NFTs were minted through Recur. In late 2021, Recur said it's valued at $333 million after it announced a Series A round of around $50 million. And in their seed round, there was a couple notable names that participated in their $5 million seed. That includes Gary Vaynerchuk, Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, and Consensus co-founder Joe Lubin. My homie Skylar wrote in telling me about this last week, says, seems like last week I was just telling you about Nifty's shutdown, and now we have another one, Recur. This was the one that had Hello Kitty and Care Bears and was associated and backed by Gary Vee. And this looked like another VV competitor. VV is the one to beat at this point. They basically have monopolized the Web 2, Web 3 market. Amazon may be the last big possible threat if they ever make it to market. And so Skylar put this on my radar days ago. We're just reporting it now. Thanks, Skylar, for keeping me up to date on all the issues. This next story is very interesting. I think it's very interesting. Also very telling about the industry. And I have a personal story about this as well at the end. But a cryptocurrency startup is taking legal action against one of the industry's largest exchanges after falling victim to an apparent scam. Glow Token LLC has filed a lawsuit in Florida court against Crypto.com, accusing the major exchange of breach of contract and claiming it owes it over $250,000 in damages. According to the court documents, Glow Token CEO Brian Lawrence was approached earlier this year by individuals posing as Crypto.com employees about listing Glow's cryptocurrency on the exchange. After months of purported negotiations and document exchanges, Lawrence transferred the funds to an account he believed belonged to Crypto.com. But in March, officials from the real Crypto.com informed Lawrence that he'd been scammed by imposters. Crypto.com said it had no record of listing agreements with Glow Token and told Lawrence to stop asserting so much. Lawrence, meanwhile, insisted that he was careful to ensure that the deal was legitimate. He said, "I conducted my due diligence and directly verified every step with Crypto.com. This included checking the listing link on their website, reviewing all received emails, confirming all of the contact information that was provided, assessing the communication platform required by the listing agent, examining all the actual listing contracts, and all the details were verified by multiple representatives from Crypto.com." And so to get his startup token listed on Crypto.com, he sent them, the scammers apparently, allegedly, $250,000 and one Bitcoin, worth around $23,000 at the time. Two things stand out to me here. Number one is that how much money these exchanges require from you to list on their platform. Look, they already make money off of trading fees and so on and so forth, but it's a pay-to-play sort of thing. Hey, you want to do this? Give me $250,000. I've heard about this multiple times throughout the industry that you need to pay these exchanges. I don't know if Coinbase does it or not, but many exchanges say, hey, if you want to come on the exchange, you got to cough up the money. And sometimes it's very expensive. And then when you get there and you have no liquidity, these exchanges can offer you a liquidity, and you pay them to basically pump fake liquidity through your token. It's a very shady industry, and I understand why regulators such as the CFTC, the SEC, or whoever's looking at exchanges look at it and go, wow, there's probably a lot of manipulation here because, again, pay to play, plus you can pay for liquidity. The second thing is that these scams are getting very sophisticated. The fact that this person, it looks as though, and I don't believe that they would make a lawsuit if they think that they were just totally scammed and they're just completely ignorant about how everything works, but they're making this lawsuit saying, hey, either A, Crypto.com, you gotta make sure that these scams aren't there so you can protect your brand and protect the customers that are trying to go to your platform. And second, to understand how detailed that they're getting, because he says that they talked to multiple representatives from Crypto.com. Was it internal that these representatives, these actual representatives of Crypto.com were running their own side hustle? Now, I'm speculating. I'm not accusing Crypto.com of being scammy or anything. This is just me making things up. But it's interesting that this person was really duped to send $250,000 to get listed on Crypto.com and walked away with nothing. I told you I had a story about myself getting scammed. This was back in Shanghai, and I was in Wuxi, a city north of Shanghai. And so I was in Shanghai. I wanted to go to one of the cities that were outside of Shanghai for a vacation, just, a weekend trip. And if you guys know, Shanghai has like 28 million people. So every city around Shanghai, or any city in China in general, is like walking into Los Angeles. Every city has, millions of people. And the big cities are like Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, so you're talking about 15, 20, 25 million people opposed to 5, 10 million people. Anyway, I want to go away for the weekend. And I don't know if you guys know a brand called Peninsula Hotels. There was one in Shanghai, very luxury place. And I'm just popping away for the weekend, so I was going to splurge a little bit. And so I was looking at Wuxi, what hotels I could stay at. And I went on the China app to find your hotels, some kind of like QQ or Alibaba or WeChat app. And I saw the name Peninsula there. So it was a couple $100 a night. And so I booked the place. I was like, hey, I'm going to go down there. So as soon as I pull in, I think that it's a little weird. I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. It looks like more of a boutique hotel, but it's still Peninsula. They had the same logo. They had the same name, the same branding. And I go and check into my room. The room was fine. It was definitely not what I was expecting. It looked like a good 3, maybe a okay 4-star hotel, not a 5-star, not a Peninsula hotel by far, but it's in Wuxi, not Shanghai. I put my bags down. I go for a night on the town, go out to dinner, go to the grocery store, stuff like that. And I come back and there's people in my room. And I'm like knocking on the door and they're saying, go away. And I look at my key, I look at the hallway, I look at like all kinds of different things, like, am I in the right place? Maybe I'm in the wrong place. I go downstairs, I ask him what room I'm in, and I'm like, okay, that's right. Is this key for that room? Because the key's not working on the door either. And so I go back up and I knock on the door, and they're like, go away. And so I go downstairs, and I get the security, and I say, this is my room. We confirmed with the desk, and they open the door. In my room, my bags, my luggage, my clothes, my stuff is all in the room. There is 2 dudes with a hooker in my room on the bed. And so, man, did I make a stink. I was probably government officials that they said they were totally booked. They said, do something or else. And they're in the room with this girl. And so I make a big stink about it, right? Of course. And they get me a new hotel room and, put me up for a night with vouchers and breakfast and bottle of champagne and stuff like that. Fine. I write this whole letter the next day to the peninsula. I thought I was going to be in the money. I thought I was going to be getting comped hotel rooms for like life because of this. This was absolutely egregious that my stuff was in the room and there's 2 naked guys and some girl on my bed that it's insane. It was insane. I wrote this letter to the peninsula. They wrote me back the next day and said, yeah, we don't have any peninsulas in Wuxi. Sorry, you got scammed. And sorry that happened to you, but you're SOL. It was absolutely... Anyway, it's just... All I'm trying to say is that scams happen to the best of us in one way or the other. And sometimes things look real enough on the surface and you just really kind of gloss over the details because of, I don't know, weird things. And there's probably details in this case, but it's also probably that this was also really legit. And Peninsula didn't help me out. If this is not legit, maybe Crypto.com is not going to help them out. But these are problems. These are issues within the space. Anyway, let's get into those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Moving into our crypto prices today, before we get into the crypto prices, I want to talk to you about some token unlocks, and that's from Lido, Avalanche, and Yield Guild Games. And basically, when I'm talking about unlocks, it means that they're going to increase the supply of the total tokens available in the market. For example, Lido is scheduled to unlock 8.5 million LDO tokens on August 26th, valued at around $14.2 million, or roughly around 1% of the supply. AVAX, the Avalanche's token, is scheduled on Saturday, August 26th, to release around 9.54 million AVAX tokens, worth around $102.8 million, accounting for 2.77% of the total circulating supply. And YGG is scheduled to release 12.2 million YGG tokens, or around 2.87 million, totaling around 6.6% of the supply. Currently, 30% of the token supply has been unlocked, but YGG is down around 60% in the last year. The time is 11:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fear of greed is at 35. We're fearful. Barely. I don't know why we're fearful, but I think it's just because price and number go down, so everybody's like, But I wouldn't be too fearful because, in my opinion, of what I've seen from Bitcoin over the years, is that you're basically going sideways. No matter if you're trading at 29,000 and then go down to 27, 26 the next day, and then go maybe 29,000 to 30, 31, you're really not moving much. That's basically the sideways channel. You're just going sideways. So even though number did go down, it's not that bad. Bitcoin is sitting at $25,954, down 0.5% in 24, 12.2 in 7. That sounds bad, but don't stress until you see maybe $21,000 Bitcoin, and then you go, oh, hey, you know what? That doesn't seem good. In Ethereum, I'm sitting at $1,659, down 0.7% in 24, 10.5 in 7. Tether number 3, Binance is at 208, down around 3.7% in 24, or 13.5% in 7. And XRP should be worrying at 51.4 cents at the number 5 spot, at 4.7% down in 24, or 18.5 in 7. Rounding off the top 10, we have USDC, Cardano, Doge, Solana, and Tron. The total market cap is sitting at 1.05 trillion, down 1% in 24. We have a Bitcoin dominance of 48.2 and an ETH dominance of 19.1. And that was our show today. Thank you very much for listening. And until tomorrow, happy hodling, everyone.